There's the GT3 RS. I know it's been a while in the making. About a year ago during Monterey Car Week, we saw like the first official debut of it, I think, on the West Coast. Well, what makes this car so special to me is the focus on downforce. We don't really see many other manufacturers or brands really throw everything they have at giving you the most amount of downforce possible. The reason why we don't see many cars like the new GT3 RS is because manufacturers, they look at their products very scientifically, very technically. They analyze who their buyers are, what the marketplace looks like for their demographics. They find that majority of their buyers only drive their car in the street, or they don't want to risk or sacrifice any of the luxuries or comfort to make a car more track focused. My passion, I love testing out cars, sharing with all of you what they're like, but also going onto the racetrack and trying to feel the balance of vehicles. When it comes to a lot of new cars coming out, it becomes apparent that a lot of cars are street cars first, then performance cars, or then track cars. It's really interesting, it's wild, but trust me, if you get the chance to drive a variety of different modern supercars, you'll notice some are performance cars first, the edgy street legal race car, then others are the street car first, then getting into the race car ethos. And that gets me to the GT3 RS. This vehicle, when you look at it, with all the downforce, with all the aerodynamics of the exposed fender vents and the floating rear arches, the vehicle itself, it looks basically like a GT car on the street. That is why I'm so hooked on it. I cannot wait to find out how it drives on the racetrack. Stay tuned because we'll be testing it out very shortly. I cannot wait. I did mention about a year ago that we're gonna try to order this vehicle, do all we can to get it, and here we go. I want to start off the video with this. Yes, we're still trying to get it. Yes, we are still looking into all the options we have, but it's been a unique experience trying to buy my first ever Porsche. Let me explain what I've learned, and I think many of you might be able to relate to this, and if you don't know, it could really help you from a buyer's experience perspective. We don't only test out new cars and share it like here on the channel, but we also dab into the ownership side of things, and this is one of those pieces of coverage that I'm excited to share about. Getting a new Porsche is like getting any new high-performance vehicle, like the Shelbys I used to have, even my Z06 and other Corvettes. These cars are sought after, they're special, and I'm so happy I got the Z06 first off. I really do understand the hype behind these vehicles because there's just nothing like them anymore and they're phasing away year after year. I think Porsche dealers are more accustomed to the six-figure buyer. Therefore, when they put a markup on a car, it can be, I mean, massive. I've talked to dealerships and I hear markups from 100 grand over, 150 grand over. It's a lot. Then it makes this $250,000 GT3 RS, add on a $100,000 markup or a $150,000 markup, and then you have a 765 LT. This car, I think, is gonna be such an overachiever where it is, where it's aimed at. I think if you can get one for a good price, a good deal, you are set. And I want to give a massive shout out to dealerships that are trying to help customers not get completely screwed over on price, because there are dealerships out there. For example, the Ford dealership where we got our Raptor R from, Middleton. Ford, great guys over there. We got our car for MSRP. We're thoroughly enjoying the truck. I have 8,000 plus miles on it now. I love it. There are Porsche dealers out there, but I think you have to really build a relationship with them ahead of time. And since I'm a newer Porsche buyer, it gets kind of hard to do that. If I were to give you any tips, and I've learned these tips throughout the years of trying to get other special vehicles, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And that basket could be your local Porsche dealer or your local Ford dealer for a Shelby. You need to understand that there are dealers all across the country, and in certain areas they may be more willing to work with you. Here in California, since the population is so high, dealers are very regional and they have a lot of power based off the region they're in. Let's say you are a Porsche dealer or another type of car manufacturer and you're in San Diego, you got a lot of power there. The dealer doesn't have to worry about setting off buyers too much because since they are located where they are, buyers will automatically come in. It's like never ending. They'll never hurt by it. Here's the deal. I'm trying to find a GT3 RS still for our use case, going to the track, testing out new vehicles. I'm excited to see how this is going to stack up with the Z06, because the Z06 with the Z07 package really changed the whole world. We got to put the Z06 up against the GT3 RS. If you have any tips and ideas on a good Porsche dealership to try to reach out to, send me a DM or an email. I'll have both them listed on the screen somewhere. My main point is that if manufacturers really value what they're marketing towards, building a supercar or a track car, a vehicle based off racing heritage, I think downforce is an element that they need to look into much more. A lot of vehicles coming out, they don't have crazy downforce. You feel downforce mainly on high-speed corners. You won't feel it on low-speed corners. On the street, you'll never know it's there. I don't see the detriment really, except if you're concerned about gas mileage. Downforce starts kicking in during the higher and higher speeds, which is why in F1 cars can't go fast around slow speed corners. Every vehicle basically plateaus to the level of grip their tires actually have. A code name could be mechanical grip, right? Then the faster and faster you go, you have more slip, there's more inertia going on that pushes the car. Having pressure keeping the back end and the front end of your car pushed down helps you get a much faster lap time. I would argue Aero is right up there with tire compound in terms of how fast you can go around the racetrack. Every manufacturer is different when it comes to this. You have fixed aero, you have active aero on some of the more expensive vehicles. On our new 750S, it's gonna have an active rear spoiler that goes up and down. For straightaways, it's going to go down, giving us a DRS effect you see in F1 all the time. For braking zones, it's going to shoot up, giving us an air brake, because the air is going to be hitting the back end of the car, giving us more balance, but also slow down the vehicle. McLaren does a great job with their active aero systems. It makes the car jump up to a whole nother level of speed. Check out this clip right here of me chasing down one in a 760 horsepower GT500. I can't keep up with the 720S. It's got less horsepower, they say, but the 720S has a ton more active aero, and it's got a more slippery body. This enables faster acceleration. The GT3 RS seems like a great all-around track car to get into, to build out as well. I'm curious to find if the downforce is going to be limiting with the 500 horsepower the car has. If the vehicle had 1,000 horsepower or 800 horsepower with that much downforce, I would guarantee almost the lap times could drop by like 5 seconds. It would be insane, I think. I'm still trying to get the GT3 RS. I have a few workings going on right now. However, if we can't get it, the GT2 RS, I think, would be the next aim that I would have to get a Porsche. Because having extra power with a turbocharged engine or whatever they're going to do for the 992 generation, I think this is going to be a whole new type of hypercar or a whole new type of track vehicle. The only weakness I would say my Z06 has right now is the acceleration is not very fast. It's amazing for what it is, don't get me wrong, it's a naturally aspirated vehicle. There's no NA car that can accelerate quite like it that has a V8. I noticed a slowdown on higher speed straightaways where I'm accelerating extremely fastly out of a dig or a low speed corner. It's just insane thrust. What happens then, it starts to taper off where I feel slower and slower as I accelerate. You're hitting more of a brick wall as you go, which is why active aero is very important. The GT3 RS has active aero. Yeah, it's not as extreme as the 720S and those supercars, but the rear spoiler is doing a lot at all times. It's adjusting with little actuators or hydraulic links. It's enabling different effects for corners. I know Lamborghini touched base on this with their Performante. The STO then changed it all up by having fixed aero. Even the new ZR1, whatever it's going to be after the Z06, that's the track car, that's going to be wild. all these cars I love so much. So I just wanted to give you an update. I know it's been a while, but I'm still trying to get the GT3 RS. I think it's gonna be a really cool car to test out. I'm still gonna be doing the videos on it even if we can't get one for a while. So stay tuned. We'll have a GT3 RS video coming your way. I can't wait about it. I can't wait because I love the track cars. I love the performance cars, and sharing with all of you is gonna be icing on the cake. Please give me your thoughts down below. There was a lap time battle at Big Willow. Yeah, Big Willow. And I think Randy, that guy's great driver. He drove the Z07 and the GT3 RS on Big Willow. The RS beat the Z07. Both the GT3 RS and the Z07 dipped into sub 125 lap times. Looking at the GT2 RS, that's almost 4 seconds faster around that track. Having a blend of power and aero, the downforce, is critical. It really is critical. I'm curious, can you modify the new 3RS? If you have any tips and ideas on a good Porsche dealer to reach out to, again, please DM me at speed_phenom or email thespeedphenom@gmail.com. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned because we have some big announcements this week. Really big announcements. I can't wait. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next episode.